This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight as the District 72 State House seat covering northern Sarasota County heats up, the Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections is making sure that process goes smoothly. And
as with every election, suspicion about the process and the hint of any voter fraud is on the minds of many on the Suncoast, particularly those using the mail-in ballots. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live at the Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections office tonight to shed some more light on the issue. Dwayne?
Well, guys, most voters here in Sarasota still go to a polling place to cast their ballots. But there's a rising number of absentee and mail-in ballots, and the ones involved in the whole process say those ballots would be hard to alter or do anything with in the process.
It's been said many times that in a close race, every vote can make a difference. USF professor of political science Eric Hodges says voting by mail may be less secure than voting in person, but the occurrence of mail-in voting fraud is extremely slim. There have been research organizations from federal to state down to county commission that have looked into making sure the system is reliable.
It's actually the case that you're more likely to be struck by lightning than to be impersonated by a voter or impersonating someone yourself. Some people make the argument that it might be more likely that it could happen in an absentee.
Nationally, 24% of all voters in the 2016 presidential election were cast via absentee ballots. Some of those ballots were never counted due to being late or an invalid signature. But Hodges points out to a system that helps here in Sarasota.
Before you can send in an absentee ballot, you have to have a signature on file with their department.
Sarasota Supervisor of Elections Ron Turner says every mail-in ballot signature is compared to the signature in the voter file to make sure they indeed match.
We look at each one individually. If there is a question where the staff of the elections office cannot make a match, then that ballot is set aside and it goes to the county, to a canvassing board with an election.
And for a county election, the canvassing board includes the Supervisor of Elections, a county judge, and a county commissioner.
That board would look at those rejected ballots with those signatures to make the final call on whether we can accept that or not.
Turner says to give mail-in voters peace of mind, election officials are reaching out to voters in ways they never did with in-person voting.
There is a track your ballot feature on the website where you can see if the ballot has been received back from by the Supervisor of Elections.
Now, government offices are closed at 5 p.m., but there is still time to register to vote in the February 13th House District Special Election. If you register online at registertovoteflorida.gov, but you only have until midnight to do it online. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Dwayne. Sarasota City Commissioners are moving forward with a new agreement plan for red light cameras. During the City Commission meeting this afternoon, they voted 3-2 in favor of a new agreement. That plan would offer 20 red light cameras, with 6 of those having license plate recognition equipment installed. 2 commissioners questioned the need for that, but police say it could help during silver alerts or amber alerts. Currently, Longboat Key uses license plate recognition systems. The city says it will discuss that issue moving further.
Sarasota County Commissioners asking for more information regarding major potential changes to the county's bus service. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us live tonight with more on the story. Christopher.
Good evening. Sarasota County Commissioners would like to know what it would look like if the SCAT bus service was privatized. Specifically, they'd like to know if they could save money by handing the bus service over to a private company to run. Even more than that, they're considering looking into a partnership between Manatee County's MCAT service to provide easier transportation between the 2 counties. Today, the commissioners only asked staff to gather info and speak to private bus companies. But one bus rider told us today he'd rather the county speak to riders and drivers.
Ridership has a lot to offer. The drivers themselves have a lot to offer, and from my interaction with the drivers, they themselves feel slighted in terms of not being consulted by SCAT administration.
Staff has 30 days to gather all of this information and present it to the county commissioners. Now, one commissioner we spoke to today wanted to specify this is only in the gathering of information stage. No official decisions on privatizing the SCAT bus service has yet been made. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you so much.
Well, it was one of those perfect days here on the Suncoast. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, just very nice and very pleasant.
Hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Here's Bob with more on the changes ahead, Bob.
Yeah, big changes ahead. Today, temperatures above average. Tomorrow, things start to drop, and that's a result of this cold front, which is bringing snow as far south tonight as South Texas into Houston, getting a snow mix at times with some rain and some freezing rain that spreads over to Louisiana. This is a big cold front. It could bring the coldest air of the season our way, and there are freeze watches out for parts of the Suncoast, similar to what we saw a couple of weeks ago. That freeze watch, meaning the conditions could become freezing by, say, around 3 in the morning on Thursday. Not tonight, but 3 in the morning on Thursday up until around 9 a.m. For places east of I-75, that freeze watch is in effect and more than likely will turn over to a freeze warning by midday tomorrow. Small craft advisories are in effect, and they start tomorrow morning as those winds will really start to pick up by midday on Wednesday. But again, looks like the freezing temperatures will be around. Also, the wind chill advisory will be issued for tomorrow night. We're talking wind chills for everyone into the 20s and low 30s. More on this cold snap coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Bob. The Venice Police Department has made an arrest in a vehicle arson case from late last year. 45-year-old Vitaly Velch has been charged with felony arson after police say he set fire to 7 cars spread out over 3 separate fires starting on Christmas night. It's believed the fires may have been retribution after the victim filed a lawsuit against Velch over car repairs. A witness was able to positively identify Velch by the clothes he was wearing. A nearby security camera did catch the moment one of those fires was lit.
Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is conducting a death investigation following a deadly fire in Nokomis. That fire started around 5:30 Monday evening at a home on Florence Street. After putting the fire out, firefighters found a body inside the home. Detectives are working with the medical examiner's office to confirm an identity and determine an official cause of death. The state fire marshal says the fire appears to be accidental. Detectives strongly believe the incident is not the result of foul play.
A man has been arrested and charged with arson for starting a fire at a downtown Sarasota restaurant overnight. Police say 39-year-old Joe Thompson is charged for a fire behind Mandeville Beer Garden. Police say they found Thompson sitting in a chair facing the flames early this morning. That fire started on the back side of the Mandeville Beer Garden around 2 a.m. The restaurant was not damaged, but the restaurant's phone line was. So for now, there will not be any Wi-Fi or phone service. Fire officials say that fire was started by a lighter, but do not believe accelerant was used.
Sarasota County Commission unanimously voting today to name Jonathan Lewis as Sarasota County Administrator. Lewis has been with Sarasota County since last April and served as interim county administrator since December. Before that, Lewis served as Northport City Manager and Deputy City Manager of Palm Bay. He'll be paid $195,000 a year to lead the county. He succeeds former County Administrator Tom Harmer, who left to take a similar position with the town of Longboat Key. Still to come in your Suncoast News, oil drilling was on the Florida Senate's agenda today. Why some say the expansion of oil drilling could jeopardize more than 70,000 jobs.
And could we soon see tax-free holidays to buy hurricane supplies? Well, we'll let you know when we come back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
My first job was in sports, and I was so thrilled just to be working in this business. I simply love covering this area. That has been my home for more than 40 years, and now it's wonderful that I can raise my family here as well. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Today, a resolution telling Congress to indefinitely keep in place a ban on oil drilling in the Eastern Gulf unanimously passed a Florida Senate committee. This comes 1 week after the Trump administration announced the Sunshine State would not be included in any potential expansion of oil drilling in the Gulf. State Senator Doug Broxson says the waters of Florida's Gulf Coast and the air above it are vital for military training purposes, and any expansion of oil drilling could jeopardize more than 70,000 military jobs and the economic impact that comes from them.
This bill sends a strong message that we are united no matter what our concerns are about other issues, and making sure we send that statement that we want to protect our military, our 20 military bases in the state of Florida.
Currently, there is a drilling ban off of Florida's Gulf Coast through 2022. Federal legislation to extend that ban has not yet passed.
A new bill approved by a state Senate committee today will allow Floridians to buy hurricane supplies without paying sales tax during a 2-week period. That proposal would create tax holidays from June 1st through June 7th, and then again from June 6th through July 6th through July 12th. Now, this bill includes numerous items that would be exempt from sales taxes, such as portable radios, tarps, gas or diesel fuel tanks, cell phone charges, carbon monoxide detectors, and portable generators. The annual 6-month hurricane season starts June 1st, and the proposal is now slated to go to the Senate Appropriations Committee.
State Representative Sean Shaw, a Tampa Democrat and the son of the first black Chief Justice of the Florida Supreme Court, entering the campaign for Attorney General today. Shaw announced his candidacy outside the Florida Supreme Court. Shaw says he is not running against Bondi, but painting himself as the Republicans' opposite, saying he would be a watchdog on health care, issues involving the LGBTQ community, and the opioid epidemic.
Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is up next with the big changes coming in the First Alert weather forecast.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society,
What was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face. In your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Well, we had really cold weather a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And here we go again.
Yeah, and we're going to call this a first alert day, and people are going to
Okay.
get used to this. Our viewers will get used to this now. A first alert day, and what it means for even the people that work here is that we're going to be focusing a little bit more on our weather aspect, and it's going to be disruptive to a lot of people. For example, shelters will be open up tomorrow night for some of the folks that don't have homes, obviously, they're living on the streets, and so on and so forth. And pets will be needed to take care of tomorrow night, as well as your plants, your bougainvilleas, if you will. You'll have to bring those in and do a little bit more work. So it's a day that will be disruptive to you as opposed to your normal day. Like we had today. It was beautiful today, wasn't it? So we'll be watching John Scalzi tomorrow morning to get a little bit more on the timing of the cold air. But it looks like right now it'll be in the afternoon and evening. Weather headlines read like this. We have a mild overnight tonight. Well, mild temperatures. Temperatures will be right around 50, which is close to seasonal. Then a cold front arrives Wednesday afternoon. Freeze watch in effect and a wind chill advisory. We're talking wind chills into the mid-20s to upper 20s. So looks like a beautiful day out there for fishing. Not the case tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening and afternoon. Will be windy. Small craft advisories are in effect. And Sydney Desmond getting this of the Venice Jetty right there with beautiful weather. Hope you caught some fish out there, folks. Van Wezel webcam showing some clouds around, but generally a sunny afternoon. Temperatures finally back above average, and what a gorgeous sunset it is again tonight. Tomorrow night, that won't be nearly as nice because it'll be windy and blowing out there, but we could still see a fairly decent sunset. The conditions won't be as nice as we're seeing right now. Well, when you get snow this far south into Texas, you can bet we're going to get some cold air here, and it's already starting to snow and freezing rain near New Orleans at this point. That snow will move into the panhandle of Florida. It won't be a lot, but a dusting of snow, not out of the question for Pensacola. Once the front moves through, the low pressure area developing over Georgia right now, and you can see not a lot of rain and moisture associated with it, and that's the story for us. We're not going to see any rain. Looks like we'll see maybe a slight increase in clouds in the afternoon, and then the wind's really picking up, so no rainfall around right now. Watches and warnings, I mentioned them earlier. A freeze watch, what that means is the freezing temperatures are possible. And get ready, east of I-75, mainly Northport, you're included in that. But the coastal locations, I don't think we'll see freezing temperatures here because of that northwest wind and the fact that the Gulf water temperature now is a little bit warmer. 64 degrees right now, and it's 50 on the dew point. That number has come up. The high today was 74. This morning's low was 48. The big story, obviously, the cold air. There's not a lot of major storms around, but just that cold air. As far as the timing, here it comes. The snow possible in the panhandle of Florida. And then by sunrise, some freezing rain near Tallahassee. Here come the clouds for us in the late afternoon and evening, and then clearing and turning much colder for us here. For boaters tomorrow, not the best news. Small craft advisory will be in effect, although this will leave us by the weekend. So the weekend looks to be really nice. We've been shut out for the past couple of weekends. North winds at 10 knots to start today, 20 knots in the afternoon. Seas building 3 to 5 feet. And choppy conditions out there. Now here's the forecast as we see it. Tomorrow we will see the mixture of sun and clouds in the afternoon as that front moves through. It will be breezy, still pretty mild, 66, but then a high of only 58 on Thursday. But the big story will be mid-30s with some upper 20s being felt as a result of that strong northwest wind. And then 65 by Friday. So it warms up pretty quickly. It's not going to stick around like the last front we saw, which kept temperatures well below average for over a week, and then we'll warm up by Saturday and Sunday. Ooh, nice. Back into the low to mid 70s. No watches and warnings. No first alert weather day over the weekend. Linda?
Coming up, I'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman that was there as a witness when I was knocked down by a goat.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather, and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Can you think of a teacher, a coach, or maybe an adult leader who has inspired you at some point?
Today's amazing Suncoast woman has inspired many youngsters, and she'll be right there working alongside them at the Manatee County Fair. ABC7's Linda Carson has more details.
County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC7. Would you not eat my pants? Ah! Judy Anderson was in charge of the 4-H Club goat exhibit that I stepped into and went flying several years ago. She had just turned her back for a minute when I stepped into the pen with Son the goat.
I would have said, no, 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 because as soon as you stopped petting Son and you went to petting the other goat, she pushed you over because she wanted attention.
No worries, I was fine. Judy knows a lot about goats. She has 65 on her 7-acre farm. 4-H Club members in the goat program meet there.
Majority of the animals that the kids are showing will belong to me.
They come to her farm and learn all aspects of caring for a goat. And they also learn life skills.
They learn to make a mistake, figure a way out of it, make the best out of it, and therefore they begin to be able to control and take control of their lives. They are in charge of an animal.
Judy started in the 4-H when her youngest son joined and wanted to show an animal at the fair.
And I had to find him an animal that wouldn't be eaten because that would have broke his heart. So we settled on goats.
A great choice.
He did wonderful until he fell in love with a girl who showed pigs.
The romance blossomed, and years later they got married. Her older son also joined 4-H and still helps Judy to this day, as does her husband Jim. But she doesn't let Jim work with the goats. She says he's too gentle with them.
He's not firm enough. They walk all over him.
Judy and Jim have been married 47 years.
Our faith kept us together through good times and bad times.
Judy has also had a long teaching career in Manatee County. She says working with children and animals keeps her happy. And her life lesson?
Put the Lord first, and then allow people to be themselves and adjust yourself to them. Not to push anybody in a corner, give them a way out.
And if you happen to see a car going down the street with a goat in the back, that's Miss Judy, this amazing Suncoast woman driving her goat to its appointment. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
And Linda will stay away.
Yes, from all those goats.
Millions and millions of views on social media. That was always
That was pretty entertaining.
The fair tonight free, so head on out. Should be a nice night. Different story tomorrow night because it's going to be very cold tomorrow night.
Get out there while you can.
That's right.
World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 11. Have a good night.